Straya. How are you going? Hey, going, you right? You should be. What is that, Jim? Well, it's the start of a new week, isn't it? That's always good. Oh, geez, Mondays. Tell you what. Anyway, this is NBA Straya. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. Big weekend to wrap up. I've had too many tins. Sunday tins with Jim. I'll talk out the NBA Cup Saturday, a fun battery of Sunday games as well that we got. But most of all, we're going to do a bit of trade speculation. I've got 5 names for you that I'm about done with. Get them out of here, basically, I'm at. Trade them. And also, I just wanted to do a really quick early returns on some of these awards that you give out in the NBA. Because it came to light that Josh Giddey's like 5th, 6th in the MVP race, judging from a lot of the chatter. And I'm like, wow, that's low. Top 3 for me. So let's do that. That'll be fun. So we'll go through all of the games really quickly at the top. Give away some weekend awards. Very simply, that's, that's not a knife, old mate, no mate, Spud of the night, better than Lonzo Ball, dickhead of the weekend, etc. The yeah-nahs will be the trades. Unpopular opinion of the day will be the awards. And Outback Takehouse is in there too. We'll do a Shane Hill shoot your shot, line 'em up award with a twist. And the Aussie Player Watch after the Aussies got up to a plenty on the weekend. So without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1317 of NBA Straya. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack!
You better watch out for the too many tins on the weekend for Jib Attack. So Friday night had a good hang with a bunch of the school dads, which is great. Just the pub across the road from our house. Wandered over there, a bunch of the dads drinking tins, talking shit. It was great. The problem is then you sort of back it up the next night. Went to the Phoenix United game here in Melbourne. The throwdown 30. It was awesome. And then United kicked the shit out of them after what? It was like 45 at the half or whatever, right? Like really close. And then United just curb stomped them. It was wild. The Phoenix kind of wasn't wildly convinced on them so far this year. That was just another, I'm still not very convinced moment. So anyway, it was a good night. And then had a couple of beers afterwards with our mate Jez. And then had to bounce because I had to look after the squids today. And that's the thing. You're looking after a 6 and a 3-year-old and you're like, Jesus, I am so just absolutely cooked from 2 nights of boozing pretty hard. And yeah, to the point where I bounced from, the bar we're at in Richmond and felt bad. Because I'm like, I could really kick on here, but I got to go home and look after some kids tomorrow. This is nuts. So I basically just took them to Bunnings, walked around, got some wood. My fence fell over yesterday, so I was out in the rain, hung over, fixing this fence. I'll tell you what. Anyway, big weekend. And then I had to fix a bunch of other stuff out in the backyard today. So I'm just a little bit it's not cooked. I'm just a little bit flambéed, shall we say. And I think I owe Jez a beer. Anyway, let's get into today's show, the Daily Whip Around. Let's do some news. That was just Jim has a bit of a moan about his weekend. That's a new segment. No, it's not. I do that all the time. Oh, that's the other thing. So I've mentioned this about my Achilles, right? So I'm rehabbing that Achilles. I didn't tear it, but it's tendonitis, which they now call tendinopathy. So I don't want to do my Achilles. I'm an old man. I don't want to do that. That would be fucked. So, I'm actually properly doing all the rehab for it. I've got a fuck shoulder as well, trying to rehab that. It's it'd be really nice to be able to shoot a basketball again. Is kind of my thinking. And also be on a basketball court and not be fucking shit terrified. I'm going to tear my Achilles and blow up my knee at the same time. And actually ran for the first time last week in about, 9 months. And so also, there was my second run and I'm just I'm rooted. All of my body still hurts. So, good times in Casa de la Gym. Right, let's do the news, Kawhi. He's a fun guy who's out with a sprained ankle for a couple of games. The Clippers suck. They're so bad. They've lost twice to the Suns in the last 3 days. It's crazy. Kawhi not helping matters by doing his usual thing. Is like, I'm Kawhi. I'm not playing now. Okay, Kawhi. Do you want to tell us why? No. Okay, buddy. Okay. Jalen Green. This one actually did suck. So, look, I have a lot of antipathy towards Jalen Green, but when he came back for the Suns the other day, you're like, this is good. This is fun. He and Devin Booker, they fucking shredded the Clippers. It was radical. It was just kind of breath of fresh air. When Jalen Green's on, it's really fun and electric. The big problem is the shit games where he has 8 points on 15, 16 shots. But he pinged his hammy again today. And you're like, Jesus, he literally had just come back from the hamstring injury. So he looked really good the other night. Maybe this is just pushing it a little bit much. Fingers crossed it's not fucking crazy severe, but it looked bad. So I don't know. Fingers crossed Jalen Green's not out too long. Speaking of hammies, Cam Thomas. Amazingly, Brooklyn get a win after he goes out, but now he's confirmed out 3 to 4 weeks with his hammy. And that sound you just heard was the Brooklyn Nets front office going, God damn it. I'm going to try to build up his trade value and then get rid of this fucking lunatic. Anyway, it's amazing to watch how much the ball moves now that he's not out there. And Michael Porter Jr. is going off his head. So, look, maybe it just means you can run through all the offense in Brooklyn through Michael Porter Jr. for the foreseeable future. Get him averaging 27 points a game and going, who wants a Michael Porter Jr.? It'll be 2 first over here, 2 first out of here, 2 first, I got 2 first, I got 2 first and a player, 2 first and a player. And away you go. That's, silver linings and all that. De'Aaron Fox, though, in some good news. Good news, everyone. De'Aaron Fox is back, and that was really needed for the Spurs. What was that, Jim? Well, they were sort of running Stephon Castle, bless his cotton socks. He's a decent guard, but he's not, ball handler de jour. You get De'Aaron Fox back, made an instant difference, and it was oh yes, this is how the Spurs should kind of look, as they sort of proceeded to beat the piss out of the Pelicans. He had, 24, 3 and 3 at his return, which was pretty bloody good. And then finally, hey, you know what's really important? Ratings. No, they're not. I don't fucking care, and nor should you. And this is a long-held viewpoint of NBA Straya that we've just... I always hate people who say, I always say. Right? But on NBA Straya, when you do a daily show, you end up saying a lot of the same shit. But ratings don't matter to you and me, right? We're watching these games. We love the NBA. It's nice that more people are watching it. Great. But also, it doesn't matter. Right? The fucking broadcast deal with all of these dudes paying billions upon billions of dollars to the NBA so the league doesn't fold. Ratings talk is, and there's this weird culture war around it where there's this perceived idea that the NBA is too woke to be fucking successful by dumb fucks around the world where you're just oh, so you're clearly just a dumb fuck. So yeah, you know what something's worth? Whatever someone's willing to fucking pay for it, And so when it comes to broadcast deals, the NBA, oh, look at their ratings. It doesn't fucking matter to the people shelling out shit tons of fucking cold hard cash in order to broadcast the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But that all said, they've had their best year, I think their best start to a year in over 15 years, basically, through the first couple of weeks of the season. And you're like, well, that's good. And this is a thing I've been fucking yelling about. I love this era of basketball we're right in now. And I think this is a big problem with the way we talk about basketball is just fucking stupid. Geez, Jim, does that include you? Yes, of course. I'm an idiot. But it's where's this guy going to get traded? I mean, ironically, I'm going to talk about some trade candidates, but it's also more because they're fucking just shitting me up the wall. And I just want them to just do a fucking thing or piss off, right? But so much of it is looking forward to this ephemeral, idealized version of what could be happening rather than what's actually fucking happening. And the way that we sort of consume it is sort of with that eye to it. I love championing basketball and I'm happy that more people are watching it right now because I don't think basketball's ever, like there's some shit teams this year. Looking at you, Brooklyn, looking at you, New Orleans. But Dallas, hello. But there's so much fucking talent in the NBA right now that it's absolutely absurd. And all it does is remind me of like me falling in love with the NBA in like the early 90s. And where you're like, everybody has a dude, right? It didn't, like, you'd pick up NBA Jam back in 92, 93 or whatever. And like, you've got your two-man teams. And it was awesome. Because whatever your fucking vibe was, you had a team that matched it. Didn't matter if it was the New Jersey Nets with like Kenny Anderson and Derek Coleman, my beloved Seattle Supersonics with Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf, all the good shit. You know, you think about even the shit teams at that time, like the Clippers, you'd still have like Danny Manning and shit on that. It was awesome. The Cavs would have Mark Price, Brad Doherty. Good times. Great memories. Anyway, that's awesome. Fun stuff. So good. I'm glad that people are watching the NBA. They fucking should be. And like, this is so long of being a bugbear of mine, obviously, that marketing all of these awesome ascendant fucking superstars should be the first thing that the NBA is always doing all the fucking time. Like LeBron, Steph, they're old as fuck. Who cares now, right? It's 2025. It's not 2015. Get around Luka, Jokic, Giannis. Yes, they're not from around here. It's like, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Look at Josh Giddey crushing it. He's from Australia. That's another country. Anyway, should we do some game wraps from the weekend? Game wraps. Very quickly, the NBA Cup on Saturday. It was fun. How good. So the NBA Cup. This has been awesome where it's just like, we're doing Fridays. It's going to be fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I was pitching last year, dickheads. It was great watching this Saturday morning hungover as fuck, trying to like keep track of everything that's going on with all these bright courts. I'm like, this is not good for my hangover. But the basketball is fun. Boston got smoked by Orlando late, 123-110. Jaylen Brown was awesome and got fucking shafted by the refs and couldn't score again. Best game Orlando have played, I reckon, this year. Open strong, finish on Desmond Bain. Looked really good. Franz, he also did all the heavy lifting. Paolo was like solid and sort of kept them afloat at times. But that was a good win for the Magic Man. Cleveland! Absolutely shit pump Washington. 148-115. Or was it 114? I can't even remember. Because they had to like do a like a weird stat check that awarded them. It was 115, I think, in the end. But yeah, a bit weird. Anyway, got killed. Cleveland looking pretty good again. Just saying. Darius Garland had 20 in that one. Donnie Mitchell was solid. When they've got their starters there and they're healthy. And like Cleveland were just so weirdly shit on going into this season. Well, it's like, yeah, they had like fucking 2 or 3 of their starters missing as they got bundled out of the playoffs. That's going to happen. If they're healthy, they're fucking super dangerous. Toronto came back and smashed Atlanta. This game was nuts. 109-97. Crazy run from Toronto. It was like 81-73 early in the fourth quarter. And then you turned around and it was 81-87. It was a 14-0 run. They rolled from there. Rolled over to Barrett, Pirtle, IQ. This is the classic Toronto game where it all clicks and everyone does a little bit of something, and it looked awesome. Didn't happen today again, though. I'll get to that in a second. Detroit smashed Brooklyn, 125-107. Cade, God, he was good, 34-10. Houston got rolled by San Antonio, 121-110. 70 points in the second half of the Spurs. Not bad. The Rockets just couldn't keep up. It's kind of weird. It's like one of those ones where you're like, aha! Just imagine if you had someone who could handle the ball and score and help you sort of set up your offense. I feel like that's important. 22-8-4 for Wemby, but it was like Champagny and fucking Harrison Barnes, Black Falcon, who did a lot of damage, especially late. Just feels like there's too much Josh Okogie for Houston, right? When they don't have the help, and you're like, whoa, that's a lot of Okogie. Charlotte 108, Miami 126, smashed him. Saw this one. 30 for Con Knipple, though, the nipple. 104, Dallas, Memphis, 118. Oh, geez, the Mavs are horrible. Chicago came up short against Milwaukee, 126-110. Giannis, MVP game, 41-15-9, looked incredible. Utah, they got straight killed.
So he got straight killed.
By the Wolves, 137-97. Jesus. 37 for Ant-Man. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm back. Golden State got rolled by Denver, 129-104. Good win for Denver. Just really, really kept them arms length. And then OKC killed Sacramento.
So he got straight killed.
132-101. And that's kind of the thing. These NBA Cup games, especially when you know you're like me and you're having a bit of a tipple on some of these games, you're just sort of looking at it, and teams will continue to kick the ever-living fuck out of teams in the NBA Cup because point differential matters, remember? So this is like a tiebreaker. So if you're kicking the shit out of a team, you need to keep kicking the shit out of them, just in case in your other NBA Cup games or whatever the fuck happens, you've got this big point buffer. So just a reminder. Today's games, Dallas, beat Washington. Washington's that's the only win that Washington have had, has been against Dallas this year. Najee had 30. Amazingly, PJ Hamilton, Washington, beat Washington. Good on him. Toronto lost in Philly, 130-120. Trendon Watford time, baby! Joel Embiid was really good. Maxey was fucking fantastic, 31. Lakers, Hawks, uh-oh. What's that? Could the Lakers stink? They probably could, couldn't they?
The Lakers stink!
They did today. No, I think the Hawks are missing 7 of their 9 best players. It was basically the Dyson Daniels and fucking Mo Gay show. It was no Nicky Alexander-Walker, no Trae Young, no Jalen Johnson. It was no Extreme Zingamil, and whoa.
Extreme Zingamil.
It was crazy. And they beat the Lakers by 20. Who had Luka. They didn't have Reeves back yet. But the Hawks started Keaton Wallace, Onyeka Okongwu, Mo Gay, Dyson Daniels, and Zachary Rissache, right? It was fucking... They had 17-5 from Asa Newell, their rookie. So good win for Atlanta. Shit loss for the Lakers. Chicago fell short against Cleveland. Great win for Cleveland. Out of the fucking clouds. What was this? It was 122-116 with a minute 47 left. And then Cleveland scored 12 straight points in the next minute and a half. Donnie Mitchell hit 8 straight points, I think he scored, in 65 seconds to get the win. Chicago couldn't do shit. The worst part was Josh Giddey getting his ankle snapped. He was having a good game before then too. And after he pinged his ankle, sort of slightly rolled it as DeAndre Hunter was dribbling. And yeah, it didn't look great. I'm going to talk about that again later. Bad vibes. And he had a shit shooting night the rest of the way. Anyway, Hunter ends up with 29. Donnie Mitchell, 29. 24, 8, and 5 for Mobley. But Donnie Mitchell, fucking unreal in this game. Portland go to Miami and lose 136-131. Denny was incredible, 33, 11, and 8. Jovic, 29, 9, and 6. Incredible gear by the Heaters. New Orleans lost in San Antonio, 126-119. Wemby, 18 and 18, because that's just what he does. Trae had 41. Trae Murphy had 41. Denver killed Indy. Straight killed.
So he got straight killed.
But Andy Nemhard came back. That's good, 117-100. So very, very tough gear for the poor Pacers. And Phoenix beat this pathetic Clippers team, 114-103. The Clippers are fucking horrible. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, NBA Straya approved performance of the weekend. Let's do that. Okay.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Well, I mean, you could just say, well, Jokic did this, and here's everybody else. Jokic had 32, 14, and 14 today, a day after he had 26, 9, and 9. It's just fucking stupid. I mentioned 41, 9, and 3 for Trae Murphy in a losing effort against the Spurs. The 41, 15, and 9 for Giannis against the Bulls was just silly at times. He was so good. We're going to talk about MVP in a second, but wow. How about Isaiah Hartenstein, hello, up against the Sacramento Kings? 33 points, 19 rebounds, 3 blocks. Crushed it. Not bloody bad. My favorite, Maxey's 31 was really, really good. Obviously, the 30 and 10 that we got from Cade Cunningham was really good too. But Trendon Watford today had 20 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists for the Sixers. What? That's a Lil Jon. What? That was incredible. Out of absolute fucking nowhere. Great game by Trendon Watford. Sure. All right. What about Spud of the night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Yeah, a few Spuds. A day or what? 1 of 8 by Nick Smith Jr. against Atlanta. Tracks. Probably because he wasn't Nick Smith Sr. 1 of 9 for Moses Moody versus Denver. Rough one there. 2 of 12 for Okongwu. Yeesh. That was yesterday's game. So Saturday's game for the Hawks that they lost against Toronto. And then Bryce Sensabaugh went 2 of 12 as well. 3 of 13 for Kalal Ware. 3 and 3 to Kalal, wait, you're like fucking 7'20". How are you missing 10 shots? Anyway, 4 of 15 though was probably my favorite. Well, apart from one that I'm about to talk about. But if you were a bloke who looked like me this morning and also playing in the NBA, today you would have been James Harden. Because wow, did he look disinterested, completely discombobulated. He's got a beard and he's a bit chunky. So yeah, it's me. But Fat Man Who Barely Clan, like bang, it was incredible how like he was clearly just still getting stripper glitter out of his beard at some point. Like he's got like lemon pepper fucking chicken wing sauce stuck in there. There's like stripper glitter stuck to it as well. He looked like he'd gotten a phone call just before the game started from like one of his stripper mates whose like check had bounced to pay for her college tuition. And she was sending around her cousin to make sure Mr. Harden gave her another check. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just that was like, I don't know if there's anyone in the NBA who has a worse game that looks worse than James Harden. It's like, but Jim, he had 13 assists. He shot 4 of 15 and he had 0 rebounds. You know what 0 rebounds tells me? You don't give a flying fuck, mate. Seriously, he played 41 minutes and had 0 rebounds. By mistake, a ball should land in your hand in 41 minutes on an NBA court. He was like loafing 3-point line to 3-point line, doing fuck all. It was an incredible display of absolute fuck youadry by James Harden. Amazing gear. Anyway, but yeah, he looked just like me this morning, like hungover, just going, what the oh God, what am I doing? Anyway, but today, well, yesterday, this weekend, we got a brand new record holder for Spud of the Night. Spud of the Year. So far, that would be Dennis Schroeder. I am German Rondo. 0 of 10. That is the worst shooting night of the year so far against OKC. So you might remember last year, I think the worst we got was 0 of 11, which was like Marcus Smart and Dylan Brooks, just Hall of Fame Spud guys. And Dennis Schroeder, I think also had an 0 of 10 maybe last year too. But yeah, boom. Leader in the clubhouse, Dennis Schroeder, 0 of 10. Go in the ball, go in the hoop, fucking. Good stuff. Achtung! Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Yeah, who's got no mates today? Kevin Durant, shit-talking T. Morant, Ja Morant's dad. And your son don't want to be here. We know it's your last weekend. Enjoy your time. That's pretty funny. Jaylen Brown and continues his Cold War against the refs, which is pretty funny. I think in the fourth quarter, I think the officials made their point, so I get it. I'll keep my mouth closed. Oh, poor Jaylen Brown. So you might remember he had a bitch and a moan about the refs last week, and then they did not call shit going his way against Orlando. It's like, aha, he learned his lesson. Also, Jaylen Brown, just for a smart dude, you do dumb shit. Mavs fans are old mate, no mates. Why is that, Jim? Are you going to keep rubbing some salt into our wounds? No, but Dirk Nowitzki will. I feel bad for my Mavs fans. This has been a disastrous start. They can't shoot. They can't make plays. Nobody can make shots. It's been tough to watch. That's not at all what Dirk sounds like, but fuck it. Yeah, he's like, yeah, this fucking sucks. But obviously, old mate, no mates today and pantsing of the night. So Josh Giddey got dropped by DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter on the perimeter just snaps Giddey's ankles going one way, got him back the other way, and you're like, oh, fuck. A, is Josh hurt? And he did the smart thing, I think, in that exact spot. He grabbed his ankle. He got up, he walked off gingerly. It actually, like, because he rolls his ankle, he literally rolls his ankle a little bit as he's trying to, like, cover DeAndre Hunter, who then goes past him and gets the bucket. Quite literally has nearly snapped him out of his shoes. Yeah. And so when Thomas Bryant, big man, backup big man on the Cavs, is punking you later on and like doing, like reenacting it and just like blah and falling over, you're like, oh, that's a pantsing. But like, I'm curious to know what you folks think, because I think Gids did the right thing by going, oh, fuck, I've actually twisted my ankle in doing this. And he had a pretty shit run the rest of the game as well. Whether or not that was purely because of the shame and embarrassment or it actually tweaked his ankle, I want to believe the latter, not the former. I think it was smart to be like, fuck, no, I actually just twisted my ankle as I went over. I rolled it. Good stuff. But that's a pants. And yeah, when you're getting punked by Thomas Bryant as well and everybody on the internet, you're a bit of old mate, no mates too. Who is better than Bronny James, Ben Simmons, and Lonzo Ball today?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Lonzo had 2, 4, and 4 in 22 minutes. Went 0 of 3 from 3. Yeah. Anyway, TYRESE PROCTOR is fucking crushing it. And he went way better than Lonzo Ball this weekend. So we'll talk about that in the Aussie Player Watch. But fucking bang! Play TYRESE PROCTOR, Cavs, you cowards. He got out there, absolutely went hammer and tongs, shot the piss out of it against Washington in some extended run because they didn't have, I think Lonzo didn't play in that game, right? And so the games that Lonzo doesn't play, TYRESE, our beloved Aussie, gets out there, gets to have a bit of a run. In the game where they were just fucking killing the Wizards, he played for 19 minutes. He had 17 points. Clearly a career high in the NBA. 3 assists, 2 rebounds, shot 5 of 6, all from 3. That's better than fucking Lonzo Ball right now, I'll tell you that much. Honorable mention, Mo Gay, 21, 7, and 7 today for the Hawks. He started, absolutely crushed it next to our man Dyson Daniels. And obviously Trendon Watford, who we talked about just earlier. His first ever triple-double, 20, 17, and 10. A block, a plus-minus, a plus 12. That's pretty bloody good. Better than Lonzo Ball, Bronny James, and Ben Simmons. I do love it. Like, Bronny had a reverse layup that went in. And everyone's like, oh, he hit it. Oh, that's nice. Chaos. Absolute chaos how we treat Bronny James. It's fucking nuts, isn't it? I love it. I love it. I also love a magic tweet of the week. My soccer club, LAFC, advances to the next round of the MLS playoffs following 4-1 victory over Austin. Thanks, Magic. I mean, I missed the scores. I just missed it. That's a tough one. And then finally, the one that just popped up today. Michigan State University's men's basketball team, all capitalized, had a big win tonight against top-ranked Arkansas, beating them 66. The Breslin Center on the MSU campus was electric, lightning bolt emoji. Well, thanks, Magic. I mean, I missed that one too. All right, finally, who is Dickhead of the Weekend?
Dickhead of the Week!
Now, we've actually been pretty positive to start this season. It's been a Draymond Green, it is the Draymond Green Memorial Dickhead of the Week award. But today we actually copped a real fucking dickheaded moment from your man Brandon Spindles Ingram. Not Brandon Spindles Miller. Brandon Spindles Ingram. So he now plays for the Raptors. You might remember that. You probably don't. He's a wildly forgettable basketball player. But what also really stuck out to me is that he's a giant fuckwit. What do you mean, Jim? Well, Brandon Spindles Ingram today fucking chucked a hissy fit, chucked the sads because of a call that didn't go his way, came back to the bench, had an open bottle of water and fucking slammed it into the ground, and it cannons into the face of a fucking poor attendant and all over a cameraman. And then everybody else but him cleans it up. What a fucking piece of shit. He didn't apologize. He didn't do shit. He just sat there like a massive fucking baby, pouting and cracking the fucking sads. So, I don't know if anyone else has actually seen this, but let me just lay it right out there. Fuck you, Brandon Ingram. Seriously, this is like a very base level of human compassion. It's like, oh, whoops, that's my bad. I'll apologize. I'll help clean up. I've fucking spilled water over. I fucking slammed this. It cannons into the dude's head. And you're like, Jesus Christ. That'd fucking cut you open. Covers him in water. Covers a cameraman in water. And Ingram sits there like with this fucking entitled fucking just blank fucking look in his dumb fuck face. So I think Brandon Ingram may have just made the list for being a giant fuckhead. Just saying. So yeah, I want to see if anything else comes out of this, and it came out that he's apologized, tried to make right. But in the moment, I think what you do in the moment like that tells us a lot about you, right? And if you're sitting there being a fucking piece of shit after doing something fuckheaded, guess what? You're a piece of shit and you're dickhead of the weekend. Fuck you, Brandon Ingram. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs, and we'll talk about some trades right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kiddey.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You listen to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do it. Let's do some yeah-nahs brought to you by you. That's right. You can shout us a beer, shout us a coffee via our Buy Me a Coffee link, which basically is like, yeah, you can, help out, shout us a coffee, shout us a beer, whatever you want to do. You can also join the membership tier, which is the Dead Set Legends Club. NBA Australia's Dead Set Legends Club. You get like an extra show each month that's just for you. It's all exclusive and stuff. I think we're going to be taping that tomorrow. But yeah, it's awesome. Go check it out. The link is in our bio or in the show description. Just buymeacoffee.com/NBA Australia. Help a brother out. Keep the pirate ship afloat. Right. I mentioned this at the top, right? All the chatter about trades and shit, I always fucking think it's a bit on the nose. But there are so many fucking names right now in the NBA that I was like literally sitting there looking at this going, would you trade insert player here? Right? Just almost a flat out, yeah, nah. For 5 big names. Let's do it. Hey, Jim, would you trade Ja Morant if you were Memphis? Yeah, nah. Nah, I just wouldn't. Like, I think he means so fucking much to that team, that much to that city, that fan base, that you do everything you can to like make it work and sort of just like keep. You have to get to a point where you're like, okay, yeah, you cracked it with the coach. Cool. Are you learning your lessons though? Did you then make up? Are you actually fucking doing good? Are you not being a fuckwit? Are you not being like Brandon Ingram? And it kind of feels like it's pointing-ish in that direction. I don't know. But if you were to trade him, Jim, where would you like to see him go? I'm like, well, this is where it gets really fucking hard for a lot of these guys, right? Because the NBA and the NBA Players Association, all their collective fucking wisdom, made trades real fucking hard because they're like, oh, how about we instigate a hard cap but call it the second apron? And everyone's like, that sounds great, you dummies. Yeah, great job, CJ McCollum. But anyway, so when you're trading, obviously, what you have to be doing now, especially with the aprons and stuff, there are teams that just basically can't do it. They can't get, they can't aggregate salaries and trades going out, this sort of shit. It gets really fucking hard. But where would Ja actually sort of go and fit and that kind of needs him, right? Obviously, the biggest one I think is like Miami is the obvious sort of candidate of like, we need a star. We don't have shit going for us at the moment. If we've got Ja and Bam, let's fucking party, you know? Is this giving up Tyler Hero? You got to give up fucking something. Miami, in terms of like the rest of their stuff, it feels like you'd be just like, cool, you got salary, you've got Hero. Does this help Miami to do much more in the East? And you're like, well, I don't know. Because I kind of don't know what Ja Morant's trade value is from other teams. Like, I know that Memphis would like a fucking King's ransom back because he's the face of their franchise. He's the dude who sells all the jerseys. What are you getting back? Are you getting a Kyrie Irving deal back where it's like a couple of players and like, a pick? The Dallas from Brooklyn sort of trade. You're like, geez, I don't know about this. I don't know. How about on Toronto, though? Like where you've got like Emmanuel Quickley and all these sort of dudes and none of it sort of fits great I feel like Ja Morant's lack of outside shooting would just fucking sink that, though. But it feels like it'd be kind of fun. It'd go from Memphis to Toronto. It's really not a great idea with their awesome nightlife. Just saying. Brooklyn, they sort of just need an identity. The big problem is, it's like, what are you giving Memphis in return? It's like, hey, here's Igor Demin. He's shithouse. Here's a bunch of our other shit rookies. And Memphis like, what? We don't want your fucking rookies, idiots. So here's Michael Porter Jr. Like, oh, good. I also, like, the Wizards would be pretty funny. It's like, what are they doing? But at the same time, these tanking teams don't want to, like, fuck their tank for next year, right? Where the draft is loaded and all that sort of shit. The Wolves is an obvious one as well. To put him next to Ant-Man would be chaos, but they are just so hard capped and up against the apron that they just can't really do it. Portland is an interesting one. Maybe Scoot Henderson, you say goodbye. But I don't know. They've sort of like lucked into this like last couple of years of Jrue Holiday. I don't know. You have to go and blow that up for Ja Morant. And then there's the Kings, who can always just do some fuck shit because they're the Kings. But I think out of everything, all the Ja Morant chatter, like I just personally, if I was running Memphis, and just to reiterate, I don't run the Memphis Grizzlies. Not anymore. I feel like I'd want to keep Ja. Just keep him around, try to make this work. You know that when he and Triple J play, if you can get some of your role players back like Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. and stuff like this, just get a little bit more of that depth back. Just see what happens, right? Maybe in the offseason you pull the trigger, but right now, I'm okay. Number 2. Would you trade Zion, Jim? Yeah, nah. I mean, you're kind of up against it. You don't have a pick in next year's draft, so I'd be basically going, right, what's the dumbest team out there that I can get their next year's first from for Zion? And the problem is, so many of those teams who are shit don't need a Zion, right? You just think about like all the worst teams right now, including the Pelicans. Zion's already out. It's another hamstring. Like, I'm in the best shape of my life. Yeah, but you're still massive. Fucking, what's going to happen here? Like, would you trade him to the Pacers and get your pick back? You know? I don't know. If I'm the Pals, I'm probably just going fucking maybe. What else can we get? We talked about the Chicago opportunity, like the sort of maybe the idea of that the other day. Defensively and like floor spacingly, I just don't know if he fits that great. But by the same token, like, cool, you've got Buzelis. You basically go, oh, what have we got? We've got Patch Williams or Jalen Smith. How about we now have Zion? It's like, yeah, we should probably do that. Just saying. Detroit would be a pretty funny one. Because it feels like Cade and Jalen Duran, they've got this awesome chemistry. Everything's sort of clicking for that team right now. And then you go, fuck it, we're getting Zion. Also, Thompson's like, God, why? Jalen Duran's like, I want to fight this dude. What are we doing? But my favorite, but this is also how fucked some of these teams are right now. I would absolutely dearly love, were Zion to get traded, for him to land in Phoenix. The biggest problem is they've got no assets left. They've got no good young players. Jalen Green's already out injured. They're fucked. It just sort of, it feels so Charles Barkley-ish for me that I'm like, just do that. I always kind of want like a big fucking bustling dude in a Suns jersey. That just makes it cool. Charles Barkley, Amare. Let's go Zion. Fuck yes. Oliver Miller. But I think, look, the Pelicans will have to be absolutely fucking knocked sideways with a bunch of picks where they can go, cool, we've got Derek Queen, we've got Fears, we've got Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. Like, their thing is they should just be good now, but Zion just keeps getting fucking hurt. So I feel like I'd be just like, what does this team mean to the city of New Orleans anyway? Does it mean anything? Does anyone fucking care? When Zion's up and about, cool. Are we any good? Probably not. My favorite was like, I mean, the Jordan Poole trade is still, like, who has seen Jordan Poole play basketball is like, you know who the answer to all of our questions is? If your answer is Jordan Poole, then you're a fucking idiot. Dude sucks. Just think about it. You're in the second, like imagine if you're in the second round of the playoffs, even the first round of the playoffs, obviously, and you've got Jordan Poole. What do you think's going to happen here? You know, I don't think anything good. I feel like I would probably trade Zion and get, I'd said this literally, this was an Outback Takehouse before he got injured. It's like 2 games into the season. Trade him fucking now, right? And I feel like I'd still trade him and try to get as much shit as I possibly can back and try to get into this year's draft desperately with one of these bad teams. Like Washington will always do something fucking stupid. Given Zion. That's fucking funny. All right. So I'd probably trade Zion. Number 3. Trae Young. Oh, shit. You sort of see the good, the bad, and the ugly when the Hawks play without Trae. But you also see it when they play with him. You know what I mean? So he's out for a month. The Hawks are perfectly balanced, 5-5. And it just sort of feels like the vibes are higher. Rissa Shea's involved. Jalen Johnson's able to just to do his fucking thing without fear of repercussions and pissing off Trae Young. I feel like their ceiling is obviously lower, right? Without Trae, I feel like. Nick Alexander-Walker not being there doesn't help things, but, you know, not for that game. I think the weird thing about Trae is he's just so inefficient that I just don't like it. He shot 37% so far this year before he went out injured. He averaged 7.8 assists. He had one game where he had 17 assists against Chicago. But 19% from 3, 37% from the floor. It's like a five-game sample size, whatever. But if you go back to last year, and you go, hang on a second, how much better was he last year? You're like, well, you see, he shot 41% from the floor and 34% from 3. Like, it's just kind of, all right. You know he's got a little bit of shit to him. He's 27. Is he going to be the dude? I think the big problem is, similar to Ja, the trade market out there for point guards isn't chaos and like super robust. Like when someone like San Antonio's got Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox and are also still kind of like, fuck, we kind of, yeah, that's not enough depth, right? Like Atlanta are not going to trade Trae to Orlando, who always need a point guard. And Orlando have got no fucking assets left. It does sort of feel like Toronto would be like the Trae Young landing spot that's sort of like, aha, that makes sense. Miami is also another one. They're sort of also 2 East teams. Houston is an obvious one, but the problem is you've then got, what, a Fred VanVleet contract, whatever Houston are giving you back. Maybe that's probably the one that makes sense the most. And Trae gets to hang out with Kevin Durant. He gives him a shot creator. And they've got enough size and depth defensively to make up for his fuck-ups. So I think that's the only one that I can sort of look at and go, that might be the framework of a deal that might make sense, that would make me happy. Because I think Trae Young should just stay in Atlanta until, like, I don't know, you just move into Toronto. It's the same sort of shit, right? Houston, that's the one that perks my interest quite a lot. Because they've got like a couple of extra picks here and there. They've got the big Fred VanVleet contract. I'm just saying. Just saying. Don't mind that to Houston. But I think they're sort of in the same position as well, right? Like their ceiling is lower without Trae. And for whoever they could sort of get back in a trade right now, if you're just handing the car keys to Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Rissa Shea and co., you kind of need someone else to sort of come in and help out. And I don't know if like the Fred VanVleet contract and like something else from Houston is not going to do that. So I'd probably just stay pat and sort of hope for him to come back, hope for him to shoot the piss out of it back in the back half of the year. And you can one more time replicate that Eastern Conference Finals run from 2021. Number 4. Obviously, Lauri Markkanen. He's up there in Utah just going, what's the fucking, I'm the finisher. What do? He doesn't know what's going on. he's like, oh, we had this great sort of little start to the season. And then you turn around and you go, well, wait a minute. I think we're still a bit shit. They're 3-6. They got a negative 8-point differential. Keontae George is interesting. We get that. Shvi Mihailuk is Shvi Mihailuk. Isaiah Collier's back. You got a rookie point guard behind him, Walter Clayton Jr. Yusuf Nurkic, Carl Filipowski, Larry Markkinen, Kevin Love. Yeah, it feels about white for the Jazz. Ace Bailey hasn't exactly popped. He's still on his minutes restriction, basically, isn't he? It's just like, hang on, what's going on here? Yeah, he played 24 minutes in that Minnesota game and had 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. So he's coming along. Just around that 24 minute mark for him, though. But Larry, look, the obvious fit is Detroit. Sweet shooting big man, open up the floor for Cade. You just throw Jaden Ivey in there and just go fucking call it a deal. I kind of don't mind it. But by the same token, Utah don't need a Jaden Ivey. Feasibly. They just need good players, but by the same token. Detroit have got assets, they've got salary, they've got interesting young, Ron Holland. Have at it. Fighting Ron Holland. At the same time, if I'm Detroit, I don't know, feeling pretty good. They've got a vibe. They're going full bad boys. I'm loving that. So, I don't know. Larry kind of feels, he's got a bit of that Finnish shit to him though, so maybe you roll the dice. Larry on the Kings would be very funny. Larry on the Raptors would be pretty funny. Sort of feels like, all the movable objects that they've got there in San Antonio was always going to be an interesting one, but they spent all that money on Cornette and Kelly Olynyk and shit in trades. I don't know. But Larry in Detroit is just so loud and blaring. I'm like, Utah, what are you doing? We've got one more year of this. You reckon? Do you reckon Larry wants one more year of this? And then it's then it'll all be okay. We get Cam Boozer. We love a boozer in Utah, ironically. And then Larry's like, all right, cool. So we just drafted my fucking replacement. This sucks. So it feels like Utah should just go fuck it and get as much as they can for him now. I'd also, I don't know, it's a weird one because I'd rather if Utah were better for Larry to stay there. But because they're still a bit shit, I kind of want him to go somewhere better and help a team like Detroit, who are currently on top of the East. I'll get to them in a second. Push them right over the, not over the top, but at least give them a real fucking fighting chance against some of these other top teams, you know what I'm saying? So, if I'm Utah, you've got one of your all-stars, but it kind of has always felt like they kind of aren't entirely sure if they're sold on this Larry experience, so I'd probably see what I could get, right? I kind of just want Larry to be in another spot. I wish Utah were better because I think that's a fun vibe. I think he's a fun dude. I think he's a fun Utah Jazz man. But they're like a year behind almost where they ought to be. So it's a bit fucky. And then finally, how about this one? I'm just so fucking sick of it because he's just always hurt. It's LaMelo, right? So Ja, Zion, LaMelo, just the connective tissue there is young, awesome player, we think, because they just don't fucking play enough. And LaMelo, it's he's got another ankle injury. It's all right, when's he going to be back? We don't fucking know. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 4 weeks. What? It's just, that's the LaMelo Ball experience. And you sort of look around the NBA and you feel like folks would trade for LaMelo. I wouldn't if I'm Charlotte. But you're going to hear a bunch of this sort of shit pop off as as soon as we get to sort of December, and that December 15 sort of a key date for when specific large amounts of contracts can be traded. LaMelo, I just want to see Charlotte just fucking be healthy and play. Brandon Spindles-Miller, LaMelo, Con the Nipple Knipple. Your man Ryan Kalkbrenner. Fucking hell. That prick Miles Bridges. Just let him go. But they just can't stay healthy. And so if LaMelo was to be traded, if somewhere like Brooklyn went, righto, here's fucking a bunch of shit. We're going all in again. That would be a disaster because he'd just stay hurt. If, I don't know, Sacramento did the same thing, disaster. If Portland came a calling, I don't know. That's a bit more interesting. Miami. That's a division rival. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I'm just saying. Miami have also got fuck all to trade, really. So I can't really quite see that happen, but I don't know. Like, Charlotte is just such a weird one. They should be this sleeping giant of awesomeness, but they just can't fucking stay healthy, and it drives me up the wall. So the point, like, I checked them on here. I'm like, would you just trade LaMelo and just fucking go again? I don't think you would, because, again, this is another face of the franchise kind of vibe. And he's awesome. Kids fucking love the dude. You haven't won shit with him. I think they've played one playing game where they got their asses fucking kicked. But if he can just get that run of health behind him, what could happen? We don't even know. So I think you got to leave that potential as is. So there you go. I think I'd trade Zion, keep Trae, trade Lowry, keep LaMelo, keep Ja. Trade chatter. What a world. Hey, let's do some very quick check-in on the awards with the unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Your MVP, Nikola Jokic. Hello. He is just too fucking good. The Nuggets are incredible. Number 2, SGA. That OKC team doesn't have J-Dub, hasn't had Chet for a bunch of games. They're just going through, and they're still kicking everyone's ass, and they're 9-1. SGA is fucking unstoppable. Number 3, Giannis. I mentioned that MVP game the other day. Like, he's the only reason the Bucks are good. They're 6-3. They're 3rd in the East. That's awesome. He rocks. It's all Giannis. Number 3. Number 4. Oh my God, that's Josh Giddey's music. Don't you want to be hanging out with Josh Giddey? Fuck yes. That's awesome. Number 5, Luka. The Lakers got shit pumped today by the Hawks. I'm just saying. So he goes below Gids. I had Gids at 5. Now Luka gets fucking dinged because he got clamped by Dyson Daniels today. Whereas, like, the Bulls have lost 2 on the road, but they were also, like, 2 pretty fucking tough games. The Bucks game and then the Cleveland game. Really, really hard. As you'd expect, Gids with the snapped ankle, very tough. After that, I've got Wemby, Maxey, Mitchell, Brunson, and Cade Cunningham has entered the chat. Just saying, it's not bad. Rookie of the year, that'll be VJ Edgecombe at the moment, ahead of Cooper Flag, Con the Nipple Knipple, Dylan Ron Harper, Cedric Coward, Jeremiah Zero Fears, and then Ryan Kalkbrenner. I love him. He's a fucking, just such a big throwback Gumby who just dunks everything. I love that. Defensive player of the year, it's Dyson Daniels. He just clamped Luka today. It was awesome. He also had like 1 million assists. He fucking rocks. Wemby number 2, Dort number 3, Amen Thompson 4, and the OG Anunoby at 5. Some really good defensive players this year. That is going to be an ever evolving list. 6th man of the year, Q Grimes. I love Quentin Grimes. Just imagine trading him away for a fucking bag of chips, Nico, you idiot. Jaime Jaquez, number 2. Number 3, Jeremiah Grant. He's coming off the bench in Portland and doing really well. It works. I didn't expect that. Number 4, Anthony Penny Simons for the Boston Celtics. I still reckon he should start and they should just bring Pritch off the fucking bench. It's just weird. Stop galaxy braining this shit, you know? And then 5th, AJ Mitchell on the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's been awesome. Awesome. So good on him. Most improved player, that would be Josh Giddey. He's also in the MVP conversation, so that's a jump. Denny Avdija. He has been absolutely unreal for the Blazers. Number 3, Alexander Sarr. You know I don't like putting top 3 picks into most improved. I think the cutoff should be top 5. But Sarr has actually just been fucking good. The Wizards are shit, but he's been good. Amen Thompson, Austin Reeves, and Ryan Rollins. And then Coach of the Year, how about Mark Dugano? He's got him at 9-1, looking good. Mitch Johnson, the other Mitch Johnson, not bad. The Spurs. David Adelman, crushing as well. JB Bickerstaff would be the funniest because the Pistons are awesome. And that just would be funny. But my favorite would be Tiago Splitter. He's taken over the Blazers. They look awesome. Chauncey, bet the house, Billups. Piss him off. Simple as that. Keep Tiago. All right. Let's do a bit of an Outback Takehouse. It's It's Monday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh, yeah, all weekend. After we caught this possum in the backyard, the boys and I basically just chucked her in the ground. It's possum hungy, and it's only at Outback. I mean, she's a little bit gritty. I reckon a bit of the dirt got in there, but she'll be apples. Slow roasted possum. It's only at Outback. And today's flame grill take is the Detroit Pistons, as Jim just pointed out, can win the East. Only at Outback. They're a top 3 defense. What are they in offensive? I think it's about, 16th. But that's tied with like chaos teams like Charlotte, Bulls, stuff like that. Get Lowry, away we go. Just saying. It's a way to do it. All right, Aussie Player Watch from the weekend. What did all the Aussies get up to, Jim? Well, Josh Giddey, I mean, he got his ankle fucking snapped by DeAndre Hunter, which sucked. But otherwise, in the loss to Milwaukee, it was Algonquin for not the good land for the Bulls. 16, 7, and 14. Shot 6 of 14, 2 of 5 from 3 and a steal. Not a bad game. They just weren't quite up to it. They ran away with in the fourth. In the loss to Cleveland today, for the Bulls, he had the 15 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a block and 2 steals. Shot 5 of 18, but was 5 of 10 before he had the ankle roll. And then went 0 of 3 from downtown. That's his first game this season, Josh Giddey, that he hasn't made a 3. Just saying, that's pretty bloody good. Just hopefully, the ankle's all good. Dyson Daniels, in the loss to Toronto, he had 7, 8, and 8 with 2 steals. Shot 2 of 10. Yeah, it was a pretty brutal one. But he was really good today against the Lakers. 10 points, gave him the clamps. Shot 5 of 8 from the floor. 8 rebounds and 13 assists for the Great Barrier Thief. 1 steal as well. Rock'em, sock'em, block'em, jock'em, Landale in the win over Dallas. Remember that one for the Grizzlies? That was fun. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a foul, and a turnover. 4 of 8 from the floor. You beauty. 0 of 2 from downtown. 3 of 3 at the line. Johnny Furphy's still out for a while with his ankle injury. Jingles got in there for that big win over Utah. Bit of revenge against his old team. 9 minutes, 3 assists. Missed the single shot that he took, which was a 3, and was a +5. How good's that? Jingling Joe Ingles out there for 9 minutes against the Yaz. Obviously, still no Josh Green as well, out with his shoulder rehab. No Aussie Matty T. Matisse Tybal wasn't with the team. No Dante Exum either. Do up, Reef. 12 minutes in the loss to Miami. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 turnover. Shot 2 of 3, all 3s. Not bad. You'll take that from Duop. But as I mentioned earlier, TYRESE Proctor, your beauty. In the win over Washington, played 19 minutes. He had 17 points, a career high. 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 turnover. He went 5 of 6, all from downtown. Absolutely unreal. 2 of 3 from the free throw line. In the win over Chicago as well today against Giddey, he played 13 minutes. He had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 of 5 from the floor, all of which were 3s. Nice to see something else but 3s, but anyway. Luke Travers got out there as well, the flying doormat against Washington. He played 9 minutes. He had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block. Shot 1 of 3 from the floor as well. 2 of 2 at the line. That's awesome. And then Copter did not play against Chicago, which sucks. But anyway, you get that on the big jobs. What about a Shane Hill shoot your shot, line him up award there, Jim? What do you reckon? You got one?
He threw it down. Are you healed? Are you healed?
Praise the Lord, I'm healed.
Praise the Lord, for I'm healed. It is the Shane Hill
Shooters shoot.
Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up Award.
Oh, yeah. This is a bit of the old, here's a bit of a different angle. We did this a couple of times last year. The Shane Hill shooters shoot, but going the opposite. Who are the worst chuckers in the league at the moment? So, shooters shoot, but please fucking hit some shots. And these are the worst ones at the moment. So you got to have basically it's your least efficient players at the moment. You got to play 5 games so far. So Shaden Sharp has the worst true shooting percentage at this point. And these are also players who are averaging over 15 points a game and stuff as well, right? So it's Shaden Sharp at 48.5% true shooting. Ja Morant at 48.9. Trae Young at 51. PJ Hamilton Washington, 51.8. Pascal Siakam at 51.9. Asked to do a lot. DeAndre Hanna at 52. Jordan Poole, I think won this last year. Won it. 53.5%. Joel Embiid at 54%. Amen Thompson, 54%. And Cam Thomas, 54.6%. So basically, these are the guys who are scoring a lot, but not very efficiently. So it's a bit of a chucker's chuck. Stop fucking chucking sometimes. Award for today. We do this every so often as well. I'll probably try to keep track of it. It's some good stuff. All right. What about a bit of a Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in? Patty's been up to a bit, I reckon, too. So let's see what he's been doing. Patty, Baller Pat. There he is. Running around the gym. Dribble behind the back, through the legs again. Backwards, reverse. Oh, bang. Nailed it. Drop the 3. Love that. Aloha Friday work from the court to the weight room. Baller Pat. That's awesome. Good on him. Living the life. Let's do some game previews for tomorrow then, shall we? I think we should. Game previews for Monday and Tuesday. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How was the weekend? Yeah, not bad. I had a lot of fun. Just a lot of booze. Remember, you can find all of our daily NBA picks and vibes over at Dabble. Sign up using the link in the show description or in our bio as well. Use the code NBA Straya. Tell them Jim sent you. If that's your thing, you can check out our best multis. Our same gamers in there as well. All the good stuff. So go have a look. Give it a peep if that's your thing. And just use the code. Right, tomorrow. We start off pretty early. I think it's a 7:30 a.m. start for us here in Australia. Houston -3.5 in Milwaukee. Awesome game. Durant versus Giannis. Let's fucking go. The Rockets, 3.5-point favorites. And I kind of actually like the Rockets, despite them coming up short, kind of, despite being quite large, against the Spurs, right? And you're kind of like, yeah, this is a rough one. Bucks look really good against the Bulls. Just more sort of about Houston's ability to go, well, Giannis is big and tall. We're also pretty big and tall. So if you just think about like Amen Thompson, KD, Jabari Smith, Şengün, I feel like their size is pretty good. You've got to cover Miles Turner as well. I like the Rockets -3.5. I think it's a really good game. Hopefully a close one. We'll take Houston. Brooklyn go to New York. We'll go the Knickerbockers in that one because the Nets are shit house. -15.5. Does not bother me. That's a 20-point smashing. Let's go Knicks. Because even like you think about like Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, it's like, hey, who's going to score? It was probably Michael Porter Jr. Should we try to stop him from doing that? Yeah, probably. Who else is going to beat him? You got them in. Nah. Benny Sarif. Ugh, what a horrible fucking draft that was. Sean Marks in the bin. Boston go to Orlando. So a rematch from the other day. Orlando played a really good game. The Celtics are +3.5 in Orlando. Do you reckon they went to Disneyland or Universal Studios in the interceding day off? Probably. I'm going to take Boston +3.5. It feels like they're a good bounce back team. If their threes drop, boom, they're in with a shot against anybody. OKC go to Memphis to take on the Grizz. 10.5-point favorites are the Thunder. Feels like a bit, right? 10.5 against the Grizzlies, with the Grizzlies at home. And then you have those moments where you're like, the Grizzlies beat Dallas. OKC are really good. I'm going to take the Thunder. Detroit go to Philly. How good is this? Fucking Eastern Conference throwback. The Pistons are 3.5-point favorites against the Sixers. Embiid played today, so I dare say will not be playing in that one. I will therefore be taking the Detroit basketballing Pistons. Cade Cunningham versus Tyrese Maxey. Spider-Man meme. To the point where I think on the NBA Supercoach show, it came down to Tyrese Maxey or Cade Cunningham to replace Austin Reeves for me. I went with Maxey. I've been tracking their scores all week. They're almost fucking like Maxey's a little bit ahead. And now they're playing against each other. I couldn't have scripted it better. I'm going to still take the Pistons. I think with their size of Jalen Durant, he's been playing out of his fucking brain the last few weeks as well. Jalen Durant, I love him. He's awesome. Just a fucking throwback big man. I think they'll be a little bit too good, a little bit too tough. Warsar Thompson and stuff on the perimeter. Let's go Pistons. Indy Golden State. I'll take the Warriors. It's a big line, -13.5. Pacers, though, coming from a 17-point beating at the hands of the Nuggets yesterday in altitude. Next day, you're on the road in Golden State. Yeesh. I'll take the Warriors, even if that is a really big number, minus 13.5. I think they just run them out. Minnesota go to Sacramento. That's an interesting one. Probably the Wolves, but they did have a really good game against the Jazz. It's a 5.5 point line. Can you trust Sacramento to do anything? Probably not, right? Like, would you trust the Sacramento Kings to like go down to the supermarket and get like a list of groceries? Like, they'd probably come back like having fucking bought a new car and like paid fucking terrifyingly large amounts of money for you. Like, but I gave you like a 50. What did you do? Oh no, we sold the house. Like, what the fuck is going on? That's the Kings. It's like, yeah, cool. It's a lot of Russell, a lot of Levine. Dennis Schroeder just went 0 of 10. I think the Wolves have probably got him. We'll go the Wolves minus 5.5. Yeah. Then Tuesday, we've got 9 more games on Tuesday. Look, we'll talk about those when we do the preview on the little short tomorrow afternoon on Monday, which will be on YouTube. But we do have Giddey versus Wemby. Hopefully Giddey's ankle's okay and he actually gets to suit up against the Spurs, but that'd be pretty awesome. So either way, go follow all of our vibes over at Dabble. That'll be all there. And also get around the YouTube specific show when we don't have the big show. We pop up there for 5-10 minutes each day. Go check it out. Jump in the comments. Say good day. Be appreciated. Right. That's it. Holy crap. We're done. What a weekend it was. It was very fun. Love the NBA Cup. Love what's going on in the NBA right now. Lots of fun shit. We're getting to the good stuff as well, right? Like, this is the awesome, we're all just sort of figuring out what the fuck's going on stage. You know, all the fuckiness of the first couple of weeks is always just crazy. Now, 2-3 weeks in, we're feeling pretty good, aren't we? 3 weeks into the season. We'll do some week 4 power rankings this week as well. I think, what did we say? We're going to do our rank the top 10 players. We might do the top 20 for Wednesday's show, Tuesday night show. That'll be a fun one. Good shit. How high up can I have Giddey? Top 5? Let's find out. All right. But otherwise, that's it. We'll be back at the YouTube spot for 5 minutes tomorrow afternoon as well to wrap up the games very, very quickly and give out some awards and then piss off. And also run through the Tuesday slate. But in the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff there as well. Jim does Supercoach. We do the NBA Supercoach show Monday afternoons because as soon as the Monday games finish, that's the end of the NBA Supercoach week. And then it starts again in Tuesday morning's games. So you've got a very short window. So you better be jumping on that, checking that out. Jim does Supercoach, covering NBA and NFL Supercoach. Next year, should we do AFL? Maybe. Either way, it's lots of good shit there. Check it out. NFL Australia as well. Gaz and I hung out last night at the basketball. That was fun as hell. We do the NFL Australia show each week and it's great. Seriously, most fun I have. Rate, review, and star all those shows on your podcast app. Jump in YouTube as well. Jump in the comments. Say good day. Rate, review, star, subscribe. That's all I ask. It's 2025. You know what to do. Appreciate it if you could. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rock. So to House Hatch, Joshua De La Rentis, Fascinated, Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, iOS, Extra, Green, and Dozers. Follow all the bands. Listen to them wherever you use your streaming, however you listen to your tunes. Simple as that. NBA Australia Sports Australian bands. All right, let's close out today's show with a brand new Delhi review. And we'll see you on YouTube tomorrow. And then back here for Tuesday night for your Wednesday. All right, it's NBA Australia saying, oh boy, Sunday tins with Jim. He's a bit hungover, but we got there. All right, catch you then, you dickheads. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would you? And let us know how you like this fucking new setup as well. You know, just let us know. All right, later, Hosen. How the fuck is it? It's your old mate Dally over here, just swinging by for my latest pop culture review and shit, eh? But I gotta tell you, like, there's just been a lot going on lately. You know, we're fucking flipping around, going all these places, like playing, like the Kings. I just had a good win over there in fucking New Zealand and shit. It's like, you know, there's a lot going on, man. So anyway, like when I'm jumping on doing my pop culture reviews and stuff like that, you kind of like, oh, did I ever talk about this fucking one? And I realised. They're like, the misso, she's like, hey, have you watched that new Fantastic Fours? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, do you know what happens? And I'm like, nah. So I rewatched it because it popped up on the Disneys. And I've got to fucking tell you, it's sick. Like, second time watching it, I'm like, fucking, I don't even think I like review this. So I better fucking review it now. Right? Like, fucking Stretch Man, he's fucking sick. Fucking old Mando, he's funny as. You got the bloke who's the fucking angry bloke from the fucking Cook show. That's funny. He's like the big fucking orange fella. And then you got like the fucking kid from like the fucking metalhead from like Stranger Things. Like, he's pretty cool. He's the flame on kid. And you're like, fucking, who's the chick? She's pretty hot. Upper lip doesn't move much, but fucking, yeah, it's not bad. Anyway, the movie itself, I fucking loved it. I'm like, I love this fucking weird retro futuristic throwback shit. That looks fucking cool. I like what they do with like the sci-fi aspects of it. The CGI is a bit fucking, you know, doesn't go too bad in this one, like versus some of the other ones. But I thought just most of all, like, it was just quick. It was fucking pretty simple. And it was pretty good. So look, that new Fantastics 4, like, I'll give it fucking 22 Deli 1s out of 10. What do you reckon? Yeah? Yeah, I fucking really liked it. So if you haven't watched it, what are you doing? So it's on Disney's. Fucking check it out. It's pretty good. Yeah. All right, there you go. That's it for me for this time. I'll catch you next time. Later, fuckos. Deli out.